Hey everybody, we are back. Yes. Hmm. Interplay? Well, I didn't know that. It's not a good sign when a game gives you a loading screen for logos. Yeah, we're playing Casper. 96, I kept saying this was 95. That doesn't look good on the side. This doesn't give a good vibe, like, at all. Like, not even the glitching on the side, which might just be an emulation issue, but just, like, the entire presentation of this, like, options, examine, action, use item, inventory. Low, lower. Okay. New game. Is that legendary streamer Foxhound Cat?
There's a girl in my house. I wonder if she'll be my friend. Maybe if I get them both a present, they won't be afraid.
Hey, how you doing, Ninja? Thanks for shouting Cat out. So many loading screens just to get to this. Up, down. It's like the presentation here definitely leaves something to be desired. Like, even for the time. Like, 96 movie licensed games, like... There's no keyhole or handle to this door. Cool, you're a ghost. So how's everybody doing today? The button. We're gonna use ghost powers when we're not in the presence of people. Good to hear, Ninja. Look at that face. I was never fond of games like this that just start off and are like, here, do whatever. I always liked a little more direction in my games. Even if it's only at the start. Why are we collecting vegetables? I don't know. And him. Yes, Ninja? We were a growing boy. Then we died. A ghost who doesn't use ghost powers and you're making soup. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. It's just a weird visual glitch. It's not because I'm showing you something that I'm not supposed to. Like, this is the full screen. It's the actual ghost power. You just start dead. They'll never, like, just outright go, hey, here's how Casper died. Because they're cowards. I think the best answer we ever got was, like, cancer. I'm not exactly a Casper aficionado. Yeah, it's not like you, Hakusho. Yu Hakusho was all about showing you how you die. When are we gonna get a Yu Hakusho video game that covers the entire series? Hang on.
Look out, glowworm!
I recognize that voice. You like baseball, so I'm gonna give him a baseball to the noggin. What's that voice?
That's my room, but Kat and her father are in there. I need to find them both a present first, or else I'll scare them away.
What dumb logic. Also, the movie's not great. It's okay. Not great. Because you're the legendary streamer.
There is more to Whipstaff Manor than meets the eye. Use the air vents to travel around once you've learned how to go up in smoke.
Okay. Sandwich. It really does, doesn't it? Are we gonna do the Grinch game at some point this year? Not all the way through, I can guarantee you that. That game stops being fun real fast.
I want my dinner, Casper! Feed me!
I know that voice. I can't think who it is. What is with these people and tuna fish sandwiches? I found a bucket. So, fun thing though, like, the Grinch video game is developed by the same company that did Bugs Bunny Lost in Time, and you can see a bunch of recycled stuff from there. Hmm. Yeah, there's a bunch of recycled stuff between the two games. But Bugs Bunny Lost in Time is a better game, like, much better. That didn't make sense. Yeah, Casper's dad was a scientist, made an elixir to bring someone back to life. His mother was hinted to be like some sort of weird fairy. And he gets like 20 minutes, like he gets to come back to life for 20 minutes and uses that time to dance with Christina Ricci and then, you know, give her a kiss. I mean, there are better ways you could use your time, but there are worse ways too. Because humans are pets for the dead. The weird thing about the movie though, and then he kills her. The weird thing about the movie though is like it does the whole thing of like this house is Casper's. And it's like, cool, then where do Stretch, Stinky, and Fatso come from? Who are they? The prequel movie, Spirits and Beginnings, shows that he just meets up with his uncles. And they're not really his uncles. So it's like, cool, why are they living in his house then? Uncle. Hooks up with some childish. I'm gonna be honest with you, I am not super familiar with the Casper lore. He killed Christina Ricci. I never read Casper as a kid. I know it's a comic book. Or like a comic strip. And it's like, I never read it. Just do the old Doom trick. Like, rub yourself along the wall and keep pressing the button. He's never in any movie. He was in Independence Day 2. Freedom Begins. Also, like, nobody commented on my funny Batman Superman title name. Batman Cross Superman. Pawn of Justice. Welcome back, Manda. You've missed basically nothing. This is a game people have nostalgia for because they had nothing better to play. I was a more fortunate child. I had Final Fantasy VII and Metal Gear Solid. And Blood Omen. And, like, just generally better games. And Crash. Coming soon, more Crash. Okay, so I got more keys, and I was like, cool, what am I... Oh, there we go. And Sparrow, yeah. More Sparrow some point this year. Oh, Descent. I got the Smoke Morph icon. Okay. I think it's really the thing of, like, a bunch of games get remembered like this, not because they're good, but because you remember them from your childhood. Crash to RE2. I saw RE1 before RE2. I've still not played Klonoa for more than, like, 10 minutes. That said, I own most of the Klonoa games now. I did. My dad had RE1 before RE2. And then RE3 coming out was like a big event in the house. That doesn't make sense. Surely RE1 would be amazing, and it was. 2 years earlier. Daughter Phantom is absolutely intended to happen this year, Cat. Don't worry. Put the knife down. Like, yeah, I absolutely intend to play Daughter Phantom. Ooh, a green key. Yeah, put the knife down. Yeah, please. And the remake of RE1 came out. I still think, like, OG RE1 absolutely has its place. Quick, bank him. Well, that wasn't helpful. The hunters are nasty. Like, RE2 does not hit you with anything as nasty as the hunters in OG RE1. It's why I say, like, RE2 is probably the best Resident Evil game to start with. It's the most balanced in terms of difficulty. Wonder if I can go through the bar doors now. I do have a green key, actually. I just need to find that green door again. I cannot. That is stupid. Ah. This feels like a step above a Flash game you'd play in, like, 2002. Yeah, it's really the main thing. RE2 just throws you...
Smellogram for Casper.
Again, like, that voice is really familiar. Yeah, RE2 throws you into the deep end, but if you can figure out how to run around zombies, it really does give you the The best introduction. You dick. Okay, there's nothing here, and this doesn't even lead anywhere. But yeah, I absolutely want to play Dose Fancy Meal this year. I got the remake collection for Klonoa that I want to spend some time on. This door open before? Hmm. Right, left, right, right. It's a Duke Nukem 3D puzzle. Where does this go? My uncle's. Tuna fish sandwich. That one really was a Duke Nukem 3D puzzle. Don't know what I'm doing with these weights. It's weird to me that a kid of Casper's age would know on sight a queen-size bed. I got an iron key. Yay. Shake your ass. I found an apple, but apples are lame. Or jigsaw pieces, really. It's probably a puzzle you should only do once. Isn't iron bad for ghosts? I think it depends on the lore you're reading. I think most commonly iron is bad for fairies. The Fae. Anyway, let's continue with this. In Supernatural, it's bad for ghosts, yeah. I don't even know if I've gotten a, present yet. Bum, 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 bum. So the real question to ask right now is Casper a Metroidvania? Yeah, I figured out how to move things. Is there any purpose to me doing that? Glenn was asking that himself, because if it is, he'll avoid this game because he hates Metroidvanias. I'm Casper and I'm watching you. Well, we got some more stuff. I don't remember seeing that button. I don't like games that are all like, oh, here's a switch you've uncovered. Pressing this switch will unlock something somewhere else. And then you've got to go and find whatever it's opened across the map. And it's like, cool, this is why nobody likes Hexa. I opened something somewhere else. Oh, I opened this. Yeah, but that's also really close, and by that point, you've already passed by the pink button. What?
It's a beautiful red rose. This would make a great present for Cat.
Pink button. I found a red rose. I should give it to Cat in front of her father.
I don't want to get lost in the garden maze right now. I have things to do, like make friends with Cat and Dr. Harvey.
You mean the blue doors? The blue doors? Oh, it's like, how boring is your afterlife as a ghost? If, like, oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna go do anything else. I have to make friends with these people. And it's like, have you thought about maybe just moving on? Not the magic door. Pink door. Pink door. Big gate doors that open with the switch. Condemned to be friendly as a punishment. I suppose it is in his name, isn't it? But they didn't call the movie Casper the Friendly Ghost, they called it Casper. Let's make friends with people who are alive so we can kill them. But hey, Bill Pullman, I'm gonna come and flirt with your daughter. Sounds all nasty. Bill Pullman.
That's my room, but Cat and her father are in there. I need to find them both a present first, or else I'll scare them away.
Fuck you bastards, I hate every second I spent with you little shits. I'm Casper the Friendly Ghost. Go fuck off. What do I have? This. I don't know where these two go. I don't know what the bucket's for. It's like Cat's lore as gospel. I glanced at it for a second and thought he said, I'm going to take Cat's bra. And I was like, what? Like, yeah, let's go make friends with Cat and Dr. Harvey by stealing Cat's bra. You're a bitch, Stinky. Just a dumb bitch. I don't know how old she is, but, like, Christina Ricci is not 12 in this. I was assuming she was, like, 15 or something. I haven't seen the movie in years, though. Mostly because it's not a good movie. That Chrono coming in with the hot takes again? No. Absolutely not a hot take. Christina Ricci was 13 in Casper? She was 15. She started high school, so she was 13. Did she start high school as, like, actually starting high school? Or did she start a new high school because she'd moved? Questions I need answered. But no, because, like, Addams Family Values, which was a couple of years earlier, Christina Ricci was into her teens. Sure of it. Because they were still trying to play her off as prepubescent, but, like, she was way too tall. She was 13? Jeez. Addams Family Values is great. The video game isn't. Thank you, Amanda. And Clem's just over there with his Yoda speak. 13, Christina Ricci was. Debbie. But it also says she was born in 1980. Then she was not 13 when this came out. This movie was like at least, yeah, it was at least 95. So I was right. Those two Addams Family movies, like, such perfect casting. I'm gonna say 15. She's into boys. And by boys, I mean ghost boys that look like they're prepubescent. Like, that was a weird thing about the movie, right? Like, Casper as a character you always assume is probably like 8. And even in the movie, like, looks, sounds, and acts like he's 8 or such. And then comes back to life and is a teenager. Quick Google search says she's 13. So the character's 13, Christina Ricci was in her 20s. Got it. I thought I got a green key. Ah, you fat bastard. Bag of fool's gold, okay. I found a banana. But Clem, you're a teacher. She would have been 15. Kat, the character she played, was 13. So how old was Kat when this came out? But yeah, like that. Kat was 4. But yeah, that live action, those 2 live action Addams Family movies, like, such good casting. He just walks in with a link. Good news, Chrono Trigger. Good news, console fans of Chrono Trigger. One day you'll die and it won't matter anymore that you can't play it. I'm going to read this entire article now, Teak. Exciting news for die-hard fans of the Super Nintendo classic Chrono Trigger, who have been waiting over a decade for a way to replay the game on modern home consoles. Death awaits you, and its cold embrace will free you from all worldly desires. Me, I'm a Louis Serra. I fucking rate like Louis Serra, you doing 70 on a story. I need you to read this right away. God damn it, Teak. While there is some debate amongst theologians regarding what happens to an individual's consciousness upon physical death, most fields of science agree that, mercifully, any hopes and dreams about playing Chrono Trigger on modern consoles die with us. We reached out to fans of the seminal time travel RPG to get their thoughts on Dying Forever. Redondo Beach resident Mike Anthony expressed no small measure of relief. I thought they were working on fixing the Steam version that a port. I thought when they were working on fixing the Steam version that a port was a sure thing. I was gutted that there's been no word on that, Mr. Anthony said. To know that I'll be embraced by an endless void from which there's no return, and that any hope I had for a port will be nothing but a memory surviving friends and family could recall, is at least some consolation. I do not. I don't have the mission screen set up for this. Atlanta native Amanda Malecki echoed Mr. Anthony's sentiments, telling us, I've always said that I'd rather not exist than be deprived of going on adventures with Chrono and the gang again, so I'm pretty chuffed to find out that not existing anymore is an inescapable inevitability. Nick Stapleton, a particular fan of the 16 and 32-bit era of Square Enix RPGs, which is wrong because the 32 and 16-bit era of Square Enix RPGs were the era of Squaresoft RPGs and Enix RPGs, was perhaps the most excited. I try to tell myself to be cool whenever there's a Nintendo Direct or PlayStation Showcase or Xbox whatever they call it, Mr. Stapleton told us. Then without fail, I start hyping myself up. Maybe they'll announce a port of Chrono Trigger, or Xenogears, or Vagrant Story, or Final Fantasy Tactics, or Parasite Eve. It's like they don't even want my money. Thank God for the inexorable encroachment of nothingness. When reached for comment, a Square Enix representative responded with the following statement. Square Enix is thrilled to have so many passionate fans of our beloved back catalogue of classic games, and we wish those fans a speedy and painless death. Yes, current hype level. I started doing something with this screen and then stopped. So, like, that's not happening right now. Current hype level is calm. Like, what was it? Someone said something somewhere of, like, what games are you particularly excited to see coming out this year? And I was thinking about it, I was like, there's nothing. There is absolutely nothing I'm excited about. Alright, where was it going? Not this year. See, if we're playing this at launch, like, Alone in the Dark, not for me. Like, I am absolutely at the point now where it's like, I am not going to get hyped for new releases. I will wait to see if they're good. And if they're good, then I'll get interested. Like, Baldur's Gate 3, I had no interest. And then it came out, and apparently it's really good. And it's like, cool, I'll look into picking it up then, at some point. Yeah, the Silent Hill 2 remake, not hyped at all. I have no positive expectations for that. Because at best, I think... I'm expecting anything's wrong. Well, I expect them to do it wrong. I think at best, the best thing they can do with a Silent Hill 2 remake is make it superficially better while making everything else worse. And I'm gonna give you the best example of that in fucking Silent Hill 2 HD or on the HD collection. And it's like, cool, we hired professional voice actors to redub all the voices. Awesome. Why does it sound worse? Why does every character sound worse? And why did you fuck up the soundscape to begin with? At some point, I am genuinely kind of interested in going through the HD versions on stream, because I have them, because for some reason they're backwards compatible on Xbox. So there is currently a legal, legitimate way to purchase Silent Hill 2. It's to buy the HD collection on Xbox. Fun fact, the Xbox version of the HD collection was never patched. It's a tree. Nothing but shrubbery. It's an iron fence. Okay, I think I'm missing a piece of the portrait for Stretch. But no, as far as like actually playing the Silent Hill games for myself goes, I own Silent Hills 1 through 4. We're missing the plot. Yeah, I own Silent Hills 1 through 4 anyway. And it's like... Honestly, rather than doing any kind of remake, I think the smartest thing Konami could do would be to just make Silent Hill, like the Silent Hill games, playable on modern systems. Like, release 2, 3, and 4 as PS2 classics on PS4. And then they'll be playable on PS5 as well, Re-released the PC version of Silent Hill 2 on GOG. What, released it in an overpriced collection that's absolutely worse? Why can I turn this? Did you buy the Master Collection kit? Yeah, I bought it, and it's an absolute joke. That they're charging £50 for that. Physical copy. Oof. Like, I remember when it was coming out, and Konami's all like, yeah, it's going to run at 1080p native. The game's going to be 60 FPS on everything except Switch. And it's like, it comes out, you buy it. Let's see, I have a voice line for that.
I can't do that. I can't do that.
Like, it comes out, and it's like... MGS1 is locked at 240p. It's a 240p display. It's absolutely ridiculous. I think it looks worse than if you were just playing it on PS3. MGS2 and 3 are emulated versions of the HD collection. So obviously emulated that they still have the HD collection logo on them and the copyright for it, dated on when the HD collection came out. And they're locked to 720p. And it's like, cool, you said they were going to be 1080. Like, I was excited to have a modern way of playing the HD. I was excited to have the HD. I was excited to have Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 legally, officially on PC. And that's what they gave us. I might as well have just stuck to Xbox, where they're backwards compatible. And it's like, oh, what am I missing out of that? MGS1? Cool, MGS1 I could emulate on a toaster at this point. Like, yeah, ultimately the only thing the Master Collection, until they patch it into a decent state, it still isn't. Like, the Master Collection is good for one thing, and that is making making MGS 1, 2, and 3 more accessible for people, which is always something I'm advocating. But it's done in such a shoddy way, in such a lazy, shoddy way, that they're charging a premium for. Never been able to get in the world of Silent Hill. Even corporations and bioweapons, sure, but what the fuck are the mechanics behind Crazy Frogtown? Silent Hill 1 explains that it's a cult. But only in Silent Hill 1 and 3. After that, the evil just seeps into the town. What am I even doing? I still have this bucket that I don't know what to do with. Is there a bathroom somewhere? Seriously, this feels like one step above the Flash games that you'd play in like 2002, 2003. Have I missed a vent somewhere, maybe? What's the chair for? Alright, well, I think we're gonna take a quick break. Been going almost an hour. So I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm not gonna look up a guide, I can promise you that, because the frustration is an important part of this experience. But yeah, don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back. Let's get back to it, shall we? Alright. So that vent takes me back. Already done those switches. Can't go through here. I don't know what this chair does. Don't know where to take this. Like, this is one of the dumbest ideas. Like, yeah, sure, I can turn myself into mist that allow me to go through vents, but 2 wooden planks that a regular person could crawl under? No. Is there a reason it was in front of the door? Yeah. In game logic, we call that an insurmountable waist-high fence. There's also a thing of, there was that one switch I could move back and forth, and I can't do that with any other switches. Something fall over? Hmm. While we're just kind of roaming around trying to figure out what we're doing, though, brought up before, like, definitely want to do Klonoa Door to Fancy Meal. I wouldn't mind doing Rugrats Search for Reptar. Because that's an important game for me as far as PlayStation goes. It was the first PlayStation game I owned. Love that game. What, Rugrats Search for Reptar?
I can't do that.
Well, it's like I said previously, all of these games I'm thinking of are probably going to come up this year. Like, all of them are games I want to do anyway, and we've still got a lot of year to go through. We're only in, like, mid-January. The redemptions, more than anything, are for games that you think I won't get to, which, honestly, very, very little I can think of worth doing that I won't want to get to. Or more just to move what you want to see up the list to, like, right next thing. Like, if you watch Spyro and you want to see Spyro 2 right away, redeem for Spyro 2. That kind of thing. So Rugrats will happen this year, but if you're going to redeem it, all that really means is you move it up the list. So if you want to do that, go ahead, but just know that we're really intending to do it anyway. But yeah, I did say that if nobody redeems anything before we get through Metal Gear Solid VR missions... Oh yeah, Kat, after this we're doing Metal Gear Solid VR missions. If nobody redeems anything before then the next game is probably going to be Lunar Silver Star Story Complete. Which, you know, I've been meaning to do Lunar Silver Star Story complete for ages. Several years, in fact. So we're definitely getting that done this year. Yeah, so only that one switch can move back and forth, and it doesn't seem to have a purpose. That's my Dragon Age this year. Well, the thing is, I want to do it, and it doesn't feel like a frustration to do it. That's the thing with you and Dragon Age. If you thought you were actually enjoying Dragon Age, you'd have done Dragon Age already. Were you? Were you enjoying it? The problem, I think, is Flame. I understand completely. A lot of the same stuff over and over. Yeah, I get that. I mean, Mass Effect's kind of just a comfort thing for you at this point, isn't it? I'll play this while I'm juggling Dragon Age, and then you're not playing anything else. I mean, you could do what I do and have the game specifically for streaming. To not play anything you'd normally play this year. You mean, like, play off-stream or on-stream? We're all eagerly awaiting your return to streaming, Ninja. Clem, give Ninja a shout-out, please. Both, yeah. Thank you, Clem. Lucky you're awake. Clem, it is, like, 4 p.m. for you. If anything, you're lucky I'm awake. But yeah, a big part of this whole idea this year is to play stuff that I've not played. Like, we've absolutely got the stuff that I have played coming up. Like, Crash 2, Crash 3, of course I've played those. Why am I back here? Doctors tell you you're anemic. You know what else is anemic? Vampire. Ew. It will keep you on track. Feel like you're rushed. Take it at your own pace. Like, honestly, fuck everyone else. Like, I get what you mean, though. I had the same feeling when I was playing Yakuza for the first time on stream. Of, like, gotta keep going, gotta get to the end. I feel like I didn't enjoy it all as much as I should have. Okay, so that didn't lead to anything. I thought it was progress, but it ain't. Yeah, like we got stuff coming up this year, like the Crashes, the Spyros, the stuff that I've done before. I've played Metal Gear Solid VR missions before. I did Spider-Man before, yada yada yada. But there's also other stuff that I've not done before that I want to do this year, like Luna Silver Star Story Complete. Legend of Mana probably, Parasite Eve. Klonoa. Like, there's a bunch of stuff. So, like, moving through the backlog is absolutely part of the intention with it. It's weird, because there are some games that feel like that, and then some games that just generally don't. Because, like, doing Shadow Hearts was weird. There was a point where I absolutely wanted that game to be over, but I kept on just going and doing the side stuff to, like, get better stuff. And it didn't really feel like a rush to the end like other games have felt. I don't know. Play the way you'd normally play, yeah. I mean, when it comes down to it, Ninja, more than anything, like, when we're watching you stream, we're there to watch you. The game is mostly incidental. I say this with, like, everybody in the community. The reason we're there isn't for the game, it's for you. The game's the bonus. It's like, oh, cool, Ninja's playing Dragon Age. I like Dragon Age, and I want to see what Ninja thinks of it. But I'm there for Ninja. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. I don't know if it's entirely about entertainment. I mean, let's be fair. How entertaining am I? How entertaining is this? I think a large part of it is just hanging out with somebody whose company you enjoy to some degree. It's a picture of a barn. That's true, I'm not entertaining. I try to be, but I'm not. Try so hard. I got so far. Then the end, it doesn't even matter. One thing, I don't know why, it doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind, I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch you fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch you count down to the end of the day, the clock takes life away. It's so unreal, didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on, but you didn't even know. I wasted it all just to watch you go. Kept everything inside, didn't even know I tried. It all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, doesn't even matter. That's to get rid of all the people that aren't, like, here for me. It's like, hey, did you just pop into this stream to see what's going on with the Casper stream? Goodbye. Like, yeah, ultimately, though, like, we're here to have fun. Have a fun time. A joyous time. This is my downtime. I use this to help me focus on playing video games, which I'm not doing enough of in my free time as it is. And doing that with you folks, who are generally, like, some really cool people. I always appreciate your company. Even Clem. But especially Bart. What's going on here? Christ, they're watching that at home. Worth knowing that they can do with it. Flip. There we go. What about Clint? It's become a fun little in-joke for me and Teak now. Because Teak's like, yeah, I'm gonna go through the Sonic series. And he played through Sonic Advance and Sonic Advance 2 and Sonic Advance 3, I think. I wasn't there, I can't prove it. And I'm like, but Teak, what about Sonic Battle? And Teak's like, what about Sonic Battle? And it's become an in-joke between us, and it's funny. No reason to like this room. There's a tornado over there. Probably safe for kids. Trying to throw bad breath. So Bayonetta 3 is probably going to end up being a blind stream. Because like, I bought Bayonetta 3. I bought Bayonetta 3 last year when I was down in London. They had it and I was like, oh yeah, I should buy this. And I bought it and I haven't played it. And I have no idea when I'll play it. I don't even have my Switch out. Like, the handhelds I've got out at the minute, I have my Mii Mini Plus, which is this little beauty. Like this. But I'm not playing this in a minute, so that's fine. My 3DS is out. My Vita is out, my Steam Deck is out, my RG405 is out, and my Odin 2 is out. And the only thing I'm really playing on when I'm playing on anything is my Odin 2. Of all three, and yet to fucking play them. I wanna do Bayonetta 1 again on stream. I feel like it was such a weak playthrough that I did. And I want to do better. But I'm also like, I'll probably just do the PC version this time. It's like, Chrono, why do you want it on PC if you got it on Switch? Like, one, I bought it before I had it on Switch. Two, like, it runs better. Like, the Bayonetta remaster on PS4 and Xbox One runs better than Bayonetta does on Switch. Got so good at Devil May Cry during the time we got Bayo Switch, thought, let me show off my skills, and man, I got my ass kicked. The dodging is such a brutal game in that. Like, the timing of it can be so tight. The Alpine portals are like the worst secret missions. I hate them. And the fact that Bayonetta 1's are like, hey, we'll throw Alpine portals at you that you will not be able to do because you need equipment from later in the game. And it's like, cool, thanks. I don't appreciate that. Bayonetta 2's better about that. I don't think Bayonetta 2 really does that. Bayonetta 2 is also just like a fairer game. Bayonetta 1 is brutal. And I don't think people give it enough credit for that. They're all, oh yeah, Bayonetta's great, but it's like, no, Bayonetta's f***ing difficult. But yeah, if and when I eventually do play that again on stream, I'll do the PC version. Do I have it installed at the minute? I keep installing it and uninstalling it. It's not currently installed. Because I'm like, I should get some practice on this. And I'd like to just have a system now where I have all the weapons unlocked. That'd be nice, and just mess around with them. I really like the whip weapon. Sherber, I think it is. It's great for pulling enemies in from long range. I started Devil May Cry 3 again, though. There's like... As good as Devil May Cry 4 and 5 are, I don't think any Devil May Cry has as hype an opening as Devil May Cry 3. What, Devil May Cry 3? God, when am I gonna do that second playthrough of Devil May Cry 3 on stream? The entire series. Oof. You still need to get the seamless co-op mod, and you should do it before Capcom ruins mods. So we can play Devil May Cry 5 co-op. You know what? Devil May Cry 2 also has a pretty hype opening. But it does then fizzle out pretty quickly. But like Lucia in the museum, and it's like, oh no, demons, and Dante just smashes through the skylight, shooting them all upside down. Like, that's hype. And it's the best Dante design. Like, I will brook no argument on that. Devil May Cry 2 Dante looks so good. What are you talking about? I don't think we're getting anywhere here. Oh, and the intro cinematic. No, I was talking about like the actual opening of the game when you select new game. Because, like, if we're going to talk intro cinematics like that, then, like, yeah, stuff like that works. It's the entire point to pull you in. Sonic Adventure's opening is so goddamn hype. It's like, hey, here's Sonic in 3D, finally, a whole generation after Mario. We better come up with something to bring players in. And it opens with Open Your Heart, the debut of Crush 40. Open your heart to... Again. Oh, see, I fucking knew it. Fucking knew it'd be bullshit like this. See, that's nonsense. I don't like that.
Look out, glowworm!
Over here, short sheet. Hey, Bullpen.
Over here, Steve!
Hey, here, over here, over here.
Honestly, there's a lot of things Devil May Cry 1 does that I really like that the rest of the series doesn't do.
Smellogram.
Okay, so I thought I had progress, but I don't think there's actually here. Yeah, Devil May Cry 1 does a lot of stuff really well. I really like I've said before, it's my favorite Dante persona. Plus, it's crazy how easy it is to argue that Devil May Cry 1 has the best enemy roster of the series. Like, the Seven Hells are cool and everything, but I think the marionettes are not necessarily conceptually, but gameplay-wise, more satisfying to fight. Like, nobody cares about the scarecrows. The bugs in Devil May Cry 5 are honestly kind of dull, design-wise. And again, conceptually, the caged skeletons in Devil May Cry 2 are interesting, but it's Devil May Cry 2. The shadows are a really cool enemy. The problem with Devil May Cry 2 more than anything is its design. Like, the actual game design. Because enemy designs are pretty cool. Like, Dante's design is cool. I love Lucia as an idea, and I always wish Lucia would come back in a better game. Argasax is kind of an interesting idea. And it's the only other time in the series when there's ever stated to be another ruler of the underworld. because there's Mundus, and then there's Argasax, and then nobody else is like a ruler of the underworld. Devil May Cry 3 happens before 1, so Mundus is still active, and is the ruler of the underworld. Devil May Cry 4, there's no ruler of the underworld, and it's specifically a human plot. And Devil May Cry 5, it's somebody vying for the throne of the underworld. It's not every game you're taking out the King of Hell, and every game has a new King of Hell. No, it's different, and I like that. But it leaves Argasax conceptually, again, kind of interesting.
There is more to Whipstaff Manor than...
Hmm. During the stream, wow, we've made no progress in like 20 minutes. The real progress was the friends that haven't shown up along the way. So I actually had a different Casper game when I was a kid. I can't remember what it was called, but it was a 2.5D side-scroller. Friends Around the World? Is that what it was called? Casper Friends Around the World? And the villain was the villain from the prequel movie. But I can't say that was a tie-in specifically for that movie, because that guy also shows up as the villain of a game, a Casper game on PS2. The thing to remember, Ninja, is that it was a movie released in the mid-90s, so it's very likely there was a game of some kind. Almost every movie you can think of released within that period had a game. Whether it made sense or not. You know, video games were a cheap, or a quick, cheap, easy tie-in. You'd throw some no-name studio a bit of money. They'd crank something out as quick as they could to meet the deadline. And then you could throw it out in shops, and somebody would buy it. And that was a profitable merchandising venture into, like, the PS3 era, and it was only around the PS3 era that it finally stopped. Because so many of these tie-in products had been so bad and the cost of them was going up that it became, like, not particularly feasible. And more than anything else as well, the rise of the mobile market, like smartphones and such, meaning that you could just put out a freemium mobile game and it'd cost you so much less and probably make more money. Sure, it'll be forgotten within a month, but it'll make you more money than this, like these console tie-ins would have. What is it that I'm missing?
It's a big book on the mind. Dr. Harvey would like to read this.
I'm so angry right now. Right, Clem, you run away. You run away and bowl. I'll catch you later, dude. You take care of yourself. Have yourself a good night. We can finally make progression, though. Wow, they look terrible. I am a ghost.
What? Who are you?
I'm Casper. I'm a ghost, but I'm a friendly ghost. You have
Friendly
to trust
ghost.
me, please.
I guess. My name's Kat, and this is my dad, Dr. James Harvey.
Therapist to the dead. Are you really a ghost?
Yes, I am. And so are my uncles,
Who-
Stretch, Stinky, and Fatso.
Who
You
introduces
have
their
to watch out for
parent
them.
like that?
They are not friendly.
What's it like to die?
Like being born. Only backwards.
No, Casper, that's called unbirthing, and it's a
I didn't
weird
go where I was
fetish.
supposed to. I stayed behind, so my dad wouldn't be lonely. I remember now. He invented a machine to bring me back to life. The Lazarus. I remember.
The
Well,
fact
where is
that
it?
Casper's father
My dad
created
had
a
it so
resurrection
but I
machine,
remember where it is.
and the movie
It's in
just
the secret
goes on,
laboratory.
is like, it's not a huge deal. He's absolutely
Now
insane.
that Casper has made some fleshy friends, he might get some fancy ideas about becoming a fleshy himself. And we don't want that to happen. Right, boys? No! Who will clean up our stuff?
Yeah, and who will cook for us?
All right, boys. We have to make sure Casper can't use that fleshy-making Lazarus machine. So we'll disassemble it and hide the pieces where he can't get to them.
Act 2. Assemble the Lazarus.
Yeah, I remember my dad was so racked with guilt over my death that he broke the laws of nature and invented a way to bring the dead back to life, but only if they're ghosts. Like, what?
It's a camera with a flash. It belongs to Dr. Harvey, but I don't think he'll mind if I borrow it for a while.
Borrow. The camera with a flash. It belongs to Dr. Harvey, but I don't think he'll mind if I steal it.
This perfume smells great. It's Cat's, but I need it. I'm sure she wouldn't mind me borrowing it.
Casper, the klepto ghost. Casper, the stalker ghost. The stalker's ghost, you know. At least Ninja is with. What was that noise? God damn it, Ninja. Bam, 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 bam. Making my way downtown. Walking fast. Faces pass and I'm homebound. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Nyum, nyum. Did I find another green door? The last piece of Stretch's portrait, but I don't remember where it was. I have the perfume, which is probably going to be used against Stinker. Smelly bitch. Here we are. The load time between transforming and untransforming into a ball really makes me not want to transform into a ball.
Sometimes the only way to get any further is to get a little pushy.
Why is this game so full of loading? Okay, a red key. This isn't where I was. Tuna fish sandwich. Big dirty bathtub. Can I examine the toilet paper? Nope. It's a toilet. That doesn't look like somebody left the seat up. That looks like the lid's up, but the seat's down. Oh, can I go and open that chest? What does this take? I got a purple key. I don't think I've seen any purple doors. Bum, 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 bum. God damn it. How did I get over here then? How do I get out? I'm glad I didn't have this game as a kid. It feels like you'd get so frustrated at it anytime you feel like you're finally making progress and the game just throws more of this nonsense at you. Okay, I revealed a switch somewhere. Pretty sure this is it. I want to go elsewhere. The way the transformation animations work reminds me of another game in a weird way. Prisoner of Ice. Which had these really weird animations for, like, everything. Even the movement reminds me of it. Like, the way Casper moves. What did I get? The camera? Would that work on Fatso? Yeah, there's an arrow here. It's not working on Fatso, but there's an arrow here. I imagine Kat and Dr. James Harvey have both disappeared from the game world now. Welcome back, Ninja. It's such a weird way to introduce your parents. It's like, hi, I'm Kat, and this is my father, Dr. James Harvey. It's like, okay. He's like, "Hi, I'm Ninja, and this is my father, Professor." I've lost it, and the joke is ruined. Hi, I'm Ninja, and this is my father, Professor the Burpee Ninja. Alright, so there was a ball hole over here. Bouncy, bounce, 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 bounce. Alright, so something open. And I bounce so far away. Couldn't get away. Just what did that even open? I don't like this game. I'm redeemed and she's not even here. Is she actually lurking? Oh, she's not even lurking. She redeemed and she's not even here. Disgusting. Help, they built wards into the walls. I can't go through them anymore. Trapped. The walls are made of ghost paper. Like paper, but for ghost. I don't remember where the stinky fight was. Pew, 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 pew. Alright, let's go spray perfume in his face.
I found one of the missing Lazarus parts.
Wow, how underwhelming. During that scream, when we were assembling the missing Lazarus parts as well, I've apparently lost the perfume. So I'm just going to assume Cat came back in off screen and stole it back. I have a green key, a red key, and a purple key. He sprayed it all over himself, but it didn't stick to him because he's a ghost. Alright, you chunky bitch.
I found one of the missing Lazarus parts.
I've realised what the problem with Casper is. There's gonna be so many parts, isn't there? Yeah, I've realised what the problem with Casper is. The problem is that he doesn't have a nose. Okay, so we've made progress, but not in any tangible sense. Nobody does it better. Makes me feel sad for the rest. Nobody does it half as good as you. Baby, you're the best. I wasn't looking, but somehow you found me. No, I don't have anything for that. Very well. I found a carrot. I got hurt by something. What hurt me? It's an old wheelchair. We keep it in the attic where Grandma can't get to it.
For the glory of all ghosts, prepare to be invaded!
No, the rest of the food's going to me and pushing my health up.
Attack!
Okay, so Fatso can summon ghost tanks. Quick, let's take pictures of his war crimes. Not working. Shame Bane's not here, because that would be a funny out-of-context quote. Quick, let's take pictures of his war crimes. The door is blocked by 2 pieces of wood. Piece of wood. So I still have a red and green key. But nothing was accomplished up there. This was my room. Which, it's crazy that, like, Stretch, Stinky, and Fatso all share a room and Casper gets his own room. Can I go in the maze now? Because he can't deal with the smell. Why would they care? Like, Casper, deal with the smell or we're gonna beat the crap out of you. We're ghosts. We can hit other ghosts. We can summon ghost tanks. The Geneva Convention can't stop ghosts. I may be a ghost, Casper. But I'll bitch slap a ghost. Well, this was fucking riveting. I don't want to play this anymore. Do you like my garden, Chrono? As sagacious as I am, even I get lost sometimes.
Care for a haircut, Casper? I'll give you a real trim.
It's a head sculpture of a fat bitch. Your subtitles do not match what you're saying. This angers me thusly. I feel like I don't want to play this anymore. This hedge maze is way bigger than it needs to be. I found a carrot, yay! Hooray! Ah yes, maze carrots. The best carrots. You've heard of the breakfast of champions, now get ready for the breakfast of ghosts. That's the scariest looking tree I've ever seen. That's the scariest looking tree I've ever seen since the last tree. I died in 2030. Unfortunately for me, carrots were extinct. I chose maize carrots as part of my...
Casper. Don't you want to...
Rest in pieces?
I'm not fond of how I'm gonna have to fight all of the uncles multiple times to get all the pieces of Lazarus machine. Like, I went into this, like, I'm probably not gonna complete this. And I'm looking at this now, like, I do not want to complete this. I do not want to spend the time and effort it would take to finish this game. Like, there are just better games I could be playing. Like Devil May Cry 2. Taste the blood, taste your fate, suffer your pride with your hate. Live for suffer, live for revenge. Now your life has come to an end. To take me out, you must fight like a man. Take me out, you must fight like a man. You got to prove that you can. I found a carrot. Devil May Cry 3's soundtrack is really cool. Love it. Love it. It's not the best soundtrack. Okay. Metal Gear Rising might have the best soundtrack. I say that though, but like, Metal Gear Rising just has the really good boss themes, and not much else. The rest of the music's fine, but it isn't particularly memorable. So I've said for years now that, like, the advent of being able to just put fully orchestrated music into video games, meaning that you don't have, like, the limited sound channels to work with, you don't have to work up a strong MIDI melody, you can just have orchestrated music, has resulted in much less memorable music in video games. And I think the way to fix that is to, like, whatever game you're making, put English lyrics in your video game song. Doesn't matter what it is. One day I'll actually properly play Nier. Not Nier, Nier. I bought it on Steam. Did I buy it on Steam? I bought it on Xbox. That's it. It's backwards compatible on Xbox, so I bought the original release of it on Xbox. Because it's backwards compatible. And do I have it on Steam? I have Nier Automata on Steam and on PS4. No, I only have Automata on Steam. But the Nier version that's on Steam is Nier Replicant. The Nier version that we got in the West originally was Nier Gestalt. Which I'm pretty sure I've explained this before. Chance has probably explained this multiple times in his stream. I would not be surprised if Mir has explained it a few times too. So I'm not going to explain it again. But as far as playing Nier goes, what I'll probably end up doing is Xbox Nier, Nier Automata, Nier Replicant. Look at my weird little floaty bomb. It looks weird and creepy. Look at the way it moves. My weird little floaty bomb. Lame that you can't go over the bush, Casper. I remember that was gonna be a Halloween tradition at one point that I just never actually stuck to. The idea would be like every year on October 31st, I would boot up Zombies Ate My Neighbors and play it until I got a game over. And the hope would be that every year I would get a little further. And I only ever did it once. My eyes. The camera. It does nothing. Wouldn't be a bad ringtone, that. Zombies Ate My Neighbors had a really good soundtrack. Really good soundtrack. Am I doing it? I did it.
I found a secret room.
As you explore Whipstaff Manor, it's a good idea to draw a map to keep track of your progress. This is a big house, and it's easy to get lost.
I can't believe the game released in '96 is like, hey, you've been playing for 2.5 hours. You should be drawing a map. Like, you should be drawing your own map. I was like, you know what? No. No. Tomb Raider asked me to draw my own map? No, it did not. It's like, and Casper's all like, hey, I found a secret room. So this room, I could have gone the entire game without finding it. And at no point would I have thought, maybe I should draw a map myself. Now, 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 now. I feel like I've seen red doors somewhere. Red door. Red door over paradise. Red door over paradise. All the rays of the glorious sunshine, sending down such a blood red light. Now the animal slowly retreats to the shadows, out of sight. Barren wastes blow across the mountains, giving flight to the birds of prey. In the distance, machines come to transform Eden, day by day. Only love is with us now, something warm and pure, and the peace within ourselves, no need for a cure. Oh, when the wind is low, when the fire's hot, the vulture waits to see what rots. Oh, how pretty all the scenery, this is nature's sacrifice. When the air glows blue and the bricks attack, the reptile tail ripped from its back. When the sun sets, we will not forget the red door over paradise. I don't want to be here anymore. Can't believe Ninja didn't say anything about my singing. You get used to certain things. Not good enough. Seriously, like Metal Gear Rising soundtrack, so good. Not entirely sure Teek's even fully here. We're going 100 by now. That's our Teek. Breaking the traffic laws. Good old Teekarino. This reminds me of Glover. We could be playing Glover right now. I know there was a red door through a vent. There it is.
Every switch in the manor has a function. Figure out which switch does what, and you'll get far.
To get far enough to find this hint, you would have had to already figure all this out. And it's like...
I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that.
feel like the game might just be mocking me. But, like, it absolutely brings up the old hexen problem. Of, like, cool, you just activate the switch somewhere. Okay. Not helpful. Like, you want to tell me where? No. Cool. So you are just actively going to waste my time? Yes. Hmm. Old decision you've made, Casper. Okay, I found something new. See if this leads us to anything.
Look out, glowworm!
Over here, short sheet.
Not even anything in that one. I can't use the ball icon here. It's a toilet. Still will not say anything about the toilet paper. He might be like, oh, but Chrono, what's it? Why the fuck? Might be like, oh, Chrono, what's he gonna say about the toilet? But like, you can say anything. It's double ply. I never wiped when I was alive. I restock this regularly, but Fatso keeps using it all. Daddy always told me to buy the good shit, or else you will guaranteed end up with doo-doo on your finger. You're gonna have that poo-poo on your finger. Your finger will go right through that toilet paper, and you will have poo-poo on your finger. That is what happens if you cheap out on the good toilet paper. You get doo-doo finger. So it seemed like progress, and it just led to another dead end. I feel like I'm done with this game. The exact opposite of Ari. It always frustrates me when you have a game like that that's all like, hey, here's progression, and you go through the progression and are immediately met with another roadblock. You ain't gonna catch me playing Martian Gothic this year. I have no interest in doing that. You more likely see me play Vampire Hunter D than you are to see me playing Martian Gothic. It's a shame Flame's not here, because, like, I can position myself, like, right here, and, like, make a Legacy of Kain reference, and Flame would get it. Because, like, this is, like, Casper is Ariel. No, Flame's not here. He got a hangover. It was his birthday yesterday, wasn't it? On the break of dawn, baby, got it going on.
Yo!
Don't fucking yo me. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for Casper. Like, it's been 2.5 hours of just kind of the same thing over and over, which is like, find keys, open doors, find keys, open doors, open chests, run into the uncles, run away from the uncles. Maybe you'll find a way to deal with the uncles, get stuck, eventually figure out a progression. So I can very solidly give this a not recommended. Which is something that maybe we'll do. Maybe we'll do that for, like, this year of PlayStation as we go forward, if I remember. And in retrospect, Spider-Man recommended, Spyro recommended, Einhander recommended, Vagrant Story not recommended, Casper not recommended.
Yo!
Einhander's a good game, like, I'm not gonna deny that. Just because I'm not good enough to finish it, I'm not gonna turn around and tell you it's not a good game. I'm gonna pause this because I'm getting tired of him talking. But yeah, Einhander is genuinely a good game. So we'll be back on Sunday with Clem playing more Final Fantasy VII New Threat 2.0. Coming up, we have what is in the original game the first Genova fight. Will it be a Genova fight in New Threat? Who knows? Genuinely curious about that. Interesting. Interesting to go through as somebody who knows, like, so much with FF7. But yeah, after that, we're back on Monday, doing a Monday stream, where we will be doing the next redeemed game, which will be Metal Gear Solid VR missions. Which, again, we're not completing that. I'm not doing all 300 missions. But we're going to play it for a solid chunk of time, and hopefully unlock some of the weirder missions. That should be fun. Like, Metal Gear Solid VR missions demands a level of play from you to complete that Metal Gear Solid does not ever require. So it's like, I'm good at Metal Gear Solid. I can beat the game, and I can beat it fairly quickly. VR missions are like, cool, now do all this weird bullshit. But it'll be fun, and I was intending to do VR missions at some point this year anyway. Just going to be Monday. After that, like I say, if we don't have any more redemptions, we'll be jumping onto most likely Lunar Silver Star Story Complete, which is a game that has been in the works. It's been due for a long time. So we'll get to that. Classic JRPG action. And we can start exploring why I consider the golden era of JRPGs to be the PlayStation and not the Super Nintendo. But yeah, that's going to do it for us for today. I want to thank everybody joining the stream. I always really appreciate the support. Big special thank you to everybody in the chat. Chat is always the best part of the stream. Manda, Clem, Cat, Teak, Ninja. I think that was. Yeah, back on Sunday with Final Fantasy VII New Threat 2.0, continuing as we head over to the new continent. They call it the new continent in the game, and it doesn't make sense. Because, like, Cloud and Tifa are from that continent. So is Barra. Most of the cast are from that continent anyway. Shimmer's already set up there. The war with Wu-Tai already happened and is part of the backstory, and Wu-Tai is further beyond that continent. It's weird they ever call it the new continent. But yeah, that on Sunday, and then Metal Gear Solid VR missions on Monday. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So there's not really anything else to say except thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic time of day, and take care. We'll catch you next time, guys. Bye.